Ladies and gentlemen, we have another day of Sunshine Cup, and we're going to be going over an interesting team here that I was playing yesterday. It's going to be Whimsicott in the lead with Dunsparce and Shadow Flygon in the back. So Dunsparce, we've already talked about a little bit, especially in the last, two videos ago, where we were saying it's one of the most neutral mon in the cup. So I'm going to be using that as sort of my safe swap, and then using Shadow Flygon hopefully as a late game up shield scenario, things like this. So using my neutral mon to gain a shield advantage, hopefully for Flygon. And then I have in the very front the Whimsicott. I'm looking out for Quagsires. I'm running Seed Bomb, actually, just to let you know, because I think I did see a few people running Grass Knot. But anyways, using Whimsicott to destroy the Shadow Flygons. Literally, they do nothing to you. The Quagsires, it's actually really good against Dunsparce in general. You resist everything that it. Well, you don't resist the rock slides, but it's fine. It's a good matchup. And then you can also just give yourself a lead to go into your own mirror match with the Dunsparces and have the lead. So if they ever safe swap a Dunsparce onto you, you can throw a move, switch out. Let's go over another general thing here. The worst thing you can see in the lead is a Talonflame. That's obviously really bad. Whimsicott doesn't do anything to Talonflame. They resist everything you do. As far as like Moonblast and Seed Bomb and even Fairy Wind. So that's why I have ABB in the back. Or I have the two Mon that are strong against Talon in the back. So I have an ABB comp. Meaning that I'm weak to Talon in the front, double strong to it in the back. So hopefully I can try to win switch at some point, or I can go into, again, having a shield lead and hoping that Flygon can take out the Talonflame and whatever else was in the very back, which does happen in a few of these battles, so definitely take note of that. Flygon is just crazy damage. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. But first, if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. And let's get into it. So again, this matchup's pretty okay. Moonblast's going to hit for a ton here, and they're not really going to be hitting for too hard. Again, you're using a 2-turn move. They're using a 3-turn move. Definitely, let me fix the camera here for a second. Definitely take note of that. And get my collar down here. I thought about maybe switching and catching on the Dunsparce because it really doesn't do that much damage in the mirror matchup, so maybe try to catch something, but they ended up going for the drill runs. They actually did that the first time too, and I was like, that's weird. Okay. End up just taking a shield advantage here if I remember this game, and yeah, they end up trying to go for the farm down, but we get another... Actually, I think they just let this go, so I end up with shield and switch advantage with Whimsicott. No, they go for the double shield. Okay. I'll come in with Dunsparce because they're going to be at a move here, and we don't get the sneak, which sucks. That's some Niantic stuff right there, because usually you would get that damage in, and now if they were to die here, they shouldn't have got this next move off. But let's see. Yeah, we shouldn't have basically taken that extra damage. Now I'm just going to go for the drill run here, do as much damage to this Flygon as possible, then come in with my own Flygon, and hope that there's not like an Abomasnow in the back, and then I should be pretty good to just fire through this. Ends up being a Jump Bluff, which honestly, the first Jump Bluff I've seen in a very long time. It is kind of a mon that you don't see that much. I know I've been saying that in all the videos. Our opponent is not firing on good timings. And then they also threw the mud shots, or the mud bombs into, or I'm sorry, the drill runs into Whimsicott there. So I don't know. Opponent's playing very much less than optimal. I'm going to go for the full energy count here because I want to be one away from getting that next Dragon Claw off against the Flygon, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to live anyways. I know they are out of moves, so I decided to catch here on the Dunsparce. Because I'm afraid of them getting to the second move here, right? But I know that I outpaced to the second one. Obviously, we have no shields left too, so... Given the option, I would have loved to have gone no shields against the Jump Bluff, but we'll take it. Alright, regular Quagsire in the lead. They end up coming in with Dunsparce. We can either go for the Moonblast or the Seed Bomb. I do prefer to go for Moonblast. I say this in some of my coaching sessions as well. I don't particularly like baiting. Just generally, it's not always going to be a bad day, but when it's a bad day, it's a terrible day. So like if I end up throwing the Seed Bomb and they just take it, it doesn't do that much damage in neutral matchups. Seed Bomb, you're really wanting to save for the Quagsire or any of the water types in general. We end up taking out their Dunsparce because, yeah, we gave ourselves a huge lead in the matchup after hitting it with the Moonblast. So then we were able to take 2 drill runs and then basically KO it with 1, and then also have a spare one for this Quagsire that comes back in. And then now it's a real question of, do I really need this Dunsparce for something in the back? And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to let this play out. If they do end up having an Abomasnow in the back, that'll be really tough. Abomasnow also very tough for this team. Obviously, we're ABA weak to it. They end up having a Talonflame, and yeah, we'll just 2-shield through this thing. Honestly, we don't need shields that much for Whimsicott, but they actually end up going for a flame charge. You don't see that very often. And I decide, okay, I want to take a shield here if they're going to allow it. Okay, they don't get to that. I decide to not shield this. Maybe I could have just shielded it, but it doesn't really matter. We'll just KO with Fairy Winds. The problem is I thought they could have been at 2 Aqua Tails. In fact, I'm very sure they were. And I'd rather them have to spend the huge amount of energy on a Stone Edge if I do end up shielding that. If they do end up baiting me, yeah, that's tough. But yeah, they have a Talonflame. Weird play by the opponent here. And I'm not even going to say it's bad. I think it's actually really good. He ends up not throwing the Flame Charge, which would get him stuck for 5 turns. Then I'm like, dang, that's like 50 head, because I'm definitely going to switch out of Whimsicott into the Talonflame. He doesn't want to get stuck, so he wants to be as basically fast as possible to get to his next mon to start the energy gain and not be behind. It's wild. I don't know that I've done that before, but I'm going to start thinking about it for sure. I don't know. Sometimes it's risky, though. What if they don't leave? But why would you not leave in a Whimsicott matchup? Also, even if you lose 2 turns on the Whimsicott, it doesn't ever affect you that much on Talonflame, so you're not really going to be too bothered. Yeah, I think I will start doing that. I've convinced myself. It didn't take much. All right. Credilli really can only throw Rock Slide into this, so Rock Slide not a great move, although this is a shadow version of the Credilli. I will say, I do think, I stated it in one of the other videos as well, I think the non-shadow is the best way to go. It just has a lot of that extra bulk. I end up going for 1 Fairy Wind there just to, because I know they can't, I know we're not going to take the damage from the 5-turn Incinerate, so the 5 turns, your 2 turns are not going to fill up that whole block, so you're not going to end up taking the damage, but I'll get a little bit of extra energy, and then switch the damage over to the Flygon, basically. Unfortunately, we have a weird timing here on our side. All we can do is really just throw on kind of bad timing, but we end up doing a lot of the damage, and now I can just shield. Oh, wait, shields are down. We have a move on Whimsicott. In fact, we have a ton of energy, probably a Moon Blast and a half. I decided to go for the Seed Bomb because it's double resisted and I think it's more funny. But, yeah, GG. Alright, Wigglytuff. Very tough mon for us in the front. Well, on the team, we don't want it against the Flygon, right? So I decide they're going to go into their Dunsparce. I'm going to throw the Moonblast and I'm going to switch to my own Dunsparce. They end up shielding it, but we get the defense drop. So I'm sorry, I think it's an attack drop, actually. So I decide I'm just going to switch anyways. I was thinking about just staying in, but the last thing I want to do is elongate that clock to like some crazy infinite number. And if I've already gained an advantage, which at this point I've gained the attack advantage, after lowering their attack with the Moonblast percentage chance to debuff, then I'm going to win this matchup anyways. So let's go ahead and go through it. But am I going to win this matchup anyways? Because it looks like 2 drill runs is going to KO me anyways from here, and 1 is not going to KO him. So I have to decide whether or not I want to use a shield in this matchup to go into the Wigglytuff. But he ends up switching into Wigglytuff right away, so I didn't really need to make that many decisions. I'm going to switch right now to Whimsicott. And now it's a question of, do I want to go for Moonblast or do I want to go for Seed Bomb? And since I've already done the drill run, I just want to get a little bit of damage through onto this Wigglytuff. And I know I can make it to another Seed Bomb as well if I need to. And then I decide here, am I going to live this charm? Because if I do, I can definitely make it to this Moonblast, and I decide that I can. And I make it to this Moonblast, and even though we were debuffed with the Icy Wind, this is going to do enough damage to KO the Wigglytuff. They end up having a Licky Licky in the back that is A-okay with me. We still have Dunsparce, which is going to basically get a move off against this as well. I decide they're going to Shadow Ball there. Licky Licky is running, as far as charge moves are concerned, Body Slam, Shadow Ball, and I have seen some Earthquakes. So definitely be on the lookout for the Earthquake. I think technically those are the best ways to go about it because they don't want to throw a Shadow Ball accidentally into a Dunsparce, right? That would be absolute worst case scenario because it is double resisted from the normal typing, double resisting the ghost typing. All right, Talonflame lead, pretty bad for us. Diggersby, switch in, horrific for us. This is how to beat our team right now. All we can really hope in the back is that maybe they're double ground, and Quagsire is going to be in the back, and then we have Flygon versus Quagsire and Talonflame, which is fine. Those are good matchups, especially if we have shields and they don't. If we live this Scorching Sand, it's not the worst. I do think we will live. But we are going to get farmed down. I don't know why I throw on bad timing. I guess it doesn't really matter that much because the rollout isn't going to do that much damage anyways. So I'm just going to let us just take infinite damage here. We're probably going to end up taking 2 Fire Punches. I'll probably end up throwing the Seed Bomb as soon as possible. We do win CMP if we do go for CMP, and at this point I'm already kind of all in on the 2v1 with the Shadow Flygon. So if I'm already in this strat, let's go ahead and stay in it. They end up having a Superior in the back, which is interesting. Not great for us because Frenzy Plant is basically not, I mean, look at our HP, it's enough to KO from here. So but it's tough because he's 1 Incinerate away on the Talonflame from getting a move off. But to be fair, we still have Whimsicott. We do have to remember they're about 2.5 seconds behind us on the switch. So maybe I can catch or throw. Yeah, I might just farm down from here, to be honest. And then I can do 1 and throw. And then I'll probably just switch because they're going to have to throw something in a Whimsicott. We have too much HP, and if they do decide to just throw right away, they would have lost that energy. Now they're going to be 1 Incinerate away from another Fly if this is Fly, so they're 1 away from Fly, and we're 1 away from Dragon Claw, and then we get to the move first. Not only that, we don't take the Incinerate damage because we're a 3-turn move Dragon Tail, and they have a 5 turn, so I think that Incinerate actually would have KO'd us there. Wild lead of Garchomp. Now, they switch into Credilli. I don't know exactly what to do yet, so I end up staying in here. And they get there in 6 turns to Rock Slide. So I end up just going for this Moonblast. And I'm probably just going to switch into Dunsparce here. Oh, I decide to just come in Flygon. I think it's because I know that I can come in and try to take this out before they reach the Grass Knot, which is what I'm really afraid of. Obviously, we do resist Rock Slide. And we see if they bait us. They don't. That's good. They end up coming back in with a Garchomp. We try to fast attack it down. We don't get there. And then it's whether or not I want to just come in Whimsicott and get that. I know they're not going to be able to throw a move at us here. So, man, Shadow Garchomp is a wild choice. I never seen one before this. I never saw one after this. They end up coming with a Dunsparce. Okay, what does that mean to me? I'm going to go for the Moonblast. And then I can either let them hit us or we can just switch right now. And I'm probably just going to switch, to be honest. They're going to be basically 1 drill run away. They are going to be about a drill run ahead of us, so we can probably get hit by 2 drill runs and not really be too bothered by it. So I was probably just going to do that, but they end up switching to take the initiative, which makes a lot of sense. But Shadow Credilli is a pretty frail, so Shadow Flygon, that is what you love to see in the front, and this is what you love to see in the back. So at this point, we're kind of hard countering them. While we only have a neutral matchup in the back, this is exactly how the the Lickitung matchups played out last season. If anyone safe swaps into Lickitung, I'm just calling it Licky now, you basically do a little bit of damage to it, and then you switch to your own because that matchup never gets flipped once they're down in HP or shields or whatever it needs to be. Yeah, so that's a ton. That's happening a ton in this cup. Obviously, Dunsparce, one of the most neutral and best mon in this cup because of that neutrality. I end up getting to a draw run here against the Flygon, which actually does a lot. It's about 50, yeah, about 50% exactly. It looks like I'm not going to make it to another one, but I don't really need shields for this Whimsicott either. They end up switching into the Talonflame, and yeah, we have 2 shields, they have 1. You guys know how this plays out. And this is how you should be playing out all the matches. Basically gaining yourself a shield advantage on the Flygon when possible. They end up going for the shield. Yeah, we'll shield as well. If we're not 1 away, then we'll just double shield and farm down. Oh yeah, they got to 5, right? Yeah, we'll double shield, farm down. We have a move. Even if they catch on Flygon, we have enough HP here. Should have thrown a move here. Doesn't really matter though in the end. Like I said, this thing doesn't really hurt much, and you can actually Fairy Wind it down because it is very frail. Skeledirge. Okay, I figured that Victory Bell's weird. Okay, Skeledirge is crazy good against us in the lead and in swap, but they end up switching back out into a Grassmon, which does do a lot here, but it is using Magical Leaf instead of Razor Leaf, which I guess was I think it was nerfed in this latest season. So I'm going to try to do any damage as possible. They end up coming back in with the Skeledirge. I don't think I'm going to make it to the Scorching Sand, so I decided just to throw any amount of damage here. And now, while they do have a lot of energy, we're going to end up coming in with our Dunsparce, and really the only thing they can throw at us is the Disarming Voice, because we do double resist Shadow Ball, which is the thing that's the most scary about Skeledirge, is that it has access to Shadow Ball, which is one of the best moves in the game. So us having a resistance to that, fantastic. I decided to shield here because they're staying in with the Skeledirge. Makes me really think... I should have gone for 3, by the way. This 2 rollouts is the same thing as 3. I'm going to take the same amount of damage and everything. I guess I'll take a little bit more damage, but I'll have a little bit more energy as well. So I should have gone for 3, but it's fine. Actually, that health looking pretty good. We're not going to get KO'd by a... do we win CMP? Yeah, we do. We're not going to get KO'd by a Sludge Bomb, I guess, which maybe we would have if we took an extra Incinerate. And now we're just going to outpace the Seed Bomb, and hopefully Seed Bomb's enough here. While Seed Bomb's not a great move, we do have a high attack stat. They are resisting these Fairy Winds, though, so it's going to be all in on the Seed Bomb. And I do think this is enough. Whimsicott has a very high attack stat, so a lot of damage coming through. Whoops. Missed an edit there. Okay. Flygon lead, regular Flygon, which is interesting. Obviously a good lead for us. Very slow swap by me. The reason we swapped slowly was because I don't think I've seen a safe swap Clodsire. And I very much need to play the battles to get used to the play, I guess, just to get it in my mind. So while I saw in the top right corner that it is a poison type, that kind of thing doesn't register as well as me getting the games in, getting the reps in, and really knowing, hey, Clodsire could be a safe swap. Boom, I'm coming in. I'm very much a learner, I guess. And I did shield the first Earthquake because 2 Earthquakes will KO, but an Earthquake and a Sludge Bomb not necessarily going to KO. So I decide to... The odds of them baiting the first move, pretty low, I think. So we're at shield disadvantage, but we don't really need shields, right, with the Whimsicott against the Flygon. So the only thing I really have to worry about is them getting to multiple moves on whatever they have in the back versus our Flygon. And it ends up being a Talonflame. It's going to be close, but yeah, I guess we'll do 3, and then we can go back-to-back Dragon Claws, and they can double shield. This happens a lot, by the way, because just the way 5-turn versus 3-turn happens, you're almost always going to get to that double Dragon Claw, and you win CMP against Talonflame, so this is amazing. We're going to get rid of all that energy from the Talonflame. Fly does KO from here. They could undercharge, maybe, but I don't think they would. And this is just going to be too close to being out of energy, although... this doesn't... Oh, they could have Stone Edge. Actually, there was a Flygon that did have Stone Edge and used it against me, and that was wild. But we have enough HP to withstand several Incinerates at this point, so I'm just going to go for the big Moonblast, even though probably Seed Bomb would have been enough. But it actually was pretty close. Just remember, Seed Bomb double resisted, so... But I did get Stone Edged from a Oh my god. Oh, a Talonflame lead. I did get Stonage from a Flygon, so hopefully that was the last missed edit there. You can win this Talonflame matchup however you want. Oh, they stayed in for a long time so that they can get in the Aqua Tail here. Makes sense, but we did have a shield advantage, so now we're just giving the shield back. We obviously have a huge advantage here. I should have just thrown the Dragon Tail. Now I'm in a weird scenario, but I can definitely win Switch no matter what, which is nice. I can even go one more Dragon Tail, I believe, so... Oh, they end up letting it go. They're probably going to come back in with the Talon. I end up going for the Dragon Claw right away because they're out of move, so this looks like it was CMP, or they had a one-turn lag. Either way, looks like it was CMP. Again, you win CMP against Talon, so better wings, smaller wings, bigger attack. I don't know how it works. Was that a Flame Charge again? Now, that's 2 Flame Charges in this set, and I saw one yesterday and one the day before as well, so... 4 Flame Charges. That is a wild moveset. Oh my god, I remember this game. I was like, Obstagoon, easy win for me. I definitely outpace it from the Moonblast to the Hyper Beam, but maybe you don't have to be scared, but I am very scared of the Hyper Beam here, so I end up going for the shield. They end up baiting me, of course. It's a Night Slash. But a Hyper Beam is going to one-shot Whimsicott. So end up going for CMP here. You win CMP again. You have a huge attack stat. You're going to win CMP against a lot of things in this cup. They end up going for the shield, and I think I end up calling it here. And I believe I can make it to the Seed Bomb to CMP on the next one if they go to 5. If they throw before that, I know they can't possibly be at the Hyper Beam. So that's what I'm going to play for. And I'm probably just going to let it hit also. Ends up KOing anyways. They end up coming in with Miltank. I don't even know what to do. So I get a little bit more energy because it does seem like they are very scared of the Whimsicott, considering they never threw Hyper Beam. And they end up having Flygon here in the back. So this is actually a little tough for me because, well, I probably lived this, so maybe not. I don't know. The Flygon gets one-shot by Ice Beam on the Miltank, and Miltank already has a lot of energy because it was in this matchup against Whimsicott and against the Dunsparce here. We end up KOing each, and then I just wait out the timer because we don't need to do too much, and I end up being able to throw here, and I probably want to stay in this until they, well, yeah, I end up switching, okay, just to do some damage. I have to shield. Ice Beam is just one-shots. The problem is they got to be close to 2 Ice Beams here. I believe you only have to be 2 away. Oh, it was a CMP, yeah. They were 2 away, by the way. Perfect. Good for us. Crazy. Miltank's fairly good as well. It's sort of that same, like, it's kind of in that house of Kecleon and Furfrou where it's got very niche play, but it's very good against a random amount of the meta. Has Ice Beam for Flygon, has Rollout for Talonflame, has Body Slams for all the neutral matchups, which are going to be like Dunsparce and Licky Licky. And is a normal type for the Licky Licky, to be honest, too, as well. They end up, yeah, Talonflame, not great against Dunsparce. We obviously used a shield there because they can go for the Brave Bird if they do have Brave Bird moveset. And they end up coming in with the Flygon. I end up having a lot of energy because of that shield, which was able to allow us to get that farm down against the Talonflame. And yeah, we end up coming with our own Flygon just to snipe this and then see what they have in the back. And it's a Rangaroo. I still don't have one. It might be a long while before I have one, to be honest. All right, Brutal Swing. I end up getting a Dragoncline, and I'll be able to get another Dragoncline as well. They have a 4-turn fast attack. We have a 3-turn fast attack, which means we want to do 1 and then throw. And yeah, able to get both the shields this way, which is nice. The thing is, what is their moveset? It's like Trailblaze, Brutal Swing, so everything is resisted by Whimsicott. But also we have a lot of HP still here on the Dunsparce, so we'll be able to survive whatever this is. And then I switch into the Whimsicott. And, I mean, that's just GG. The movesets don't align well for a Rangaroo against Whimsicott. Although, technically, the confusion is what really would mess Whimsicott up, if anything. All right, Shadow Flygon, again, very easy win here. Win of the lead, rather. But they end up switching into Marowak. Great for us. I actually thought it was going to be Skeledirge when I saw the typing of the Ghost and Fire. I haven't really seen too much Shadow AWAC. I want to say I've seen one more than this one, but I really don't know. I actually feel like I haven't. But yeah, the thing is we do double resist Shadow Bone, so they're really only throwing Bone Club, and we now have a huge energy advantage going into this next matchup against, it is a Talonflame. Wrong move thrown here, but luckily they did see us throw a a rollout, so they're like, okay, they had 1.5 seconds to really think about what they threw. They probably threw the Rock Slide. No, we played that weird, but what are they going to do? Not shield and get one shot by like a Rock Slide? No, probably not. So we'll probably end up using both shields here, and no, we don't have to because they end up switching back in. I do want to go as low as possible here, so I do allow a move to come through. I really don't want them to farm us down on the Talonflame, although, yeah. Oh, is that the Stone Edge? Wait a minute. I didn't see the move exactly. Oh no, it was Scorching Sands. That did a ton. I end up throwing a move here because now we're at double moves, and then I try to undercharge. Well, there's no way you're going to undercharge against the Flygon. It just does so much damage. But we do have enough to get to this Moonblast, which, even though it was resisted, it is going to do a lot of damage in the end. So, yeah, and they leave. Flygon lead, and they end up staying in here with the Flygon. They end up coming in with a Talonflame. We've got Dunsparce. This is what you can expect in a lot of games, to be honest. A lot of people running Talonflame in the back. I feel like almost no one running Talonflame in the front. So that could change day to day. Obviously, they could throw Brave Bird here. I do like shielding the first one. They do end up throwing Brave Bird. So this must be Fly. They cannot have enough energy to throw 2 Brave Birds. I believe Brave Bird is 55 energy. The max you can have is 100. So if I throw 55 minus 100, that's 45. That means they're not at 55. 45 is not 55. It's less. So able to just use a lot of this energy into the Flygon. Come in with a Whimsicott. Excuse me. Oh my god. Come in with a Whimsicott, and yeah. Whatever. Quagsire, we could have just stayed in with a Whimsicott, but you know what? We'll just throw our Flygon into this, and we'll go for the no shield since Whimsicott can beat everything at this point. So I even thought about going for the Scorching Sands, but even from that matchup 2 matchups ago, I remember I don't really need to, and I probably won't get there. So just allow that to happen, and GG. Okay, Credilli in the lead, and it is a non-shadow. This is a little worrisome. Most people running Credilli because it is very neutral into a lot of things, has a good coverage moveset, also has very good typing. It's not just going to get absolutely destroyed by the Talonflame. Does have that rock subtyping to give it a little bit of an edge. The thing is, I'm not going to die to Rock Slide. I do know that. It's just not a great move. But they technically, I believe, someone can let me know in the comments, I believe they can run Stone Edge. But anyways, I end up throwing 2 Moonblasts at this. I actually was very sure this is going to KO, but now that I remember the game, I don't think it does. And probably just going to let this go. And I actually think I'm going to end up coming in with the Dunsparce and getting a big farm down because Dunsparce is neutral. So I'm fine taking damage on it. And the Flygon is going to be our finisher. I don't want to shield yet if I don't have to. And I know if he throws a Grass Knot into the Flygon, I'm going to have to. So I end up throwing a Drill Run here just to get this Swampert a little lower. And I'm very sure it's going to be Grass Double Water. So I'm just going to do as much damage as I can here. They're at 4. I believe it takes 6 to get to the Hydro now. Not 100%, but they end up having a Talonflame in the back. Tail as old as time. I think that's how they say it in Beauty and the Beast, right? So, yeah, we're just going to play the Talonflame matchup out. We can shield twice and just get through this thing. Yeah. This GG. Even if they come in... I mean, we have 2 shields now, yeah. Alright, that is going to be the games. Thank you so much for watching. I believe with this team I gained like 150 points. Maybe a little under 150 points. But yeah, maybe like 130 to 150 points with this team. I think it's really good. I think if you've noticed in a lot of videos, and this is why I chose to create this team, was I noticed in a lot of videos that Talonflame was never in the front. It was always in the back waiting, trying to find a good place to put it because everyone's trying to counter it so hard throughout their team. So once I decided that, I was like, I'm going to try to play against the meta here. I'm going to play Grass in the front with 2 things that still answer Talonflame, but I'm not going to be scared of Talonflame in the front. Now, things that this team is very scared of, Abomasnow. Absolute horror, especially in the front. Like, Abomasnow in the front or an Abomasnow just lurking in the back when we have a shield advantage. Boom. That's just a lot for us to handle. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hit the up button. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked this video. Let me know what teams you're using in the chat below, or just, what am I even saying? In the comments below, and subscribe to the channel if you think I'm having a mental breakdown. All right, peace. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.